Yo, what is good, everyone? It's All Star Productions here, and we're set to hopefully get to a low level international in our road to international. We did lose a bunch of popularity, um, which kept us at high level national. I'm trying to, if we don't gain any popularity from these shows, I'm hoping that we can bring everything back. But let's take a look here. I already know this will be a pretty good main event. This is a low level international, so we should be fine. Um, let's see here. Low level national. Low level national. So that might not be a great show. Low level national. Mid level national. High level regional. So yeah, this may not be a great show, but that's okay. We've got mid level national here. Mid level international. So that should be our main event. We're gonna make this our main event actually. And we'll bring this down just below the finals. We'll put these two matchups here before the finals. I'm glad I caught that. High level national, mid level national, high level national, mid level regional, ugh, low level national, low level international. So we'll make this our main event. This would be a good co-main event though. Low level international, so should be good there. Low level international, high level national. Both of these two are from Brazil, so that's kind of why I did this, but both of these two are also from Brazil. High level national, mid level national, low level national, high level regional. I don't know. This show may end up doing okay, potentially. We'll say mid level national. Let's see. Low level international. Um, I don't know. Who's the low level international fighter? Well, both of these two are high level national, so I think that so that brings it up to low level international. This would also was that the same thing? Yeah. Okay. How about this one? So far, so good. Okay, so we could just end up making this the main event instead. I mean, I like that better anyways, so this is definitely a good fight. This would be low level international. Aaron McKenzie, the man. He's been him and Carlos Diego Ferreira have been having their beef with each other. I think it's finally time they fight each other after Shock in France. This would be low level international. low-level international. So this is high-level international. So we're definitely set for a while. Mid-level regional East. Mid-level national. High-level regional Mid-level regional That's kind of a gross show. This is low-level international. Patty Pimblett signing with us. It's a catch weight fight. High-level national. These other shows are regional. The rest of the shows of 2026 are kind of gross. Then we kind of just go back to international. I might have to change up some of these shows. My God. This is the one with the mid-level national. Okay. High-level regional, yeah. High-level national. Mid-level international. So we'll just have to bring that up. Sorry, females. This is high-level national. Mid-level national. High-level national. High-level international. Oh my God. Main event. Store to Hokkaido. This one's just gonna be dog water. This is just gonna be a dog water show. I think this one will be too. Yeah, these two are just gonna be dog water shows. There's not really much I can do there. At least at the moment. This was low-level international, so maybe. We'll probably end up making it to low-level international by then, though. Oh no. We might end up making it to low-level international by then. Oh, this is a high-level international fight. So yeah, we should potentially hit low-level international soon. We only need 30% increase in popularity. And we're doing a lot of events here in December. So get ready. I probably will end up splitting this up into 2 parts. Just because we go all the way from 39 to 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shows. That's a lot of shows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's a lot of shows. So I'm either going to be simulating like crazy, or I will be splitting this up into 2 parts. What I think I'll do is just do the shows, and then just kind of afterwards, if there's time, show you what all happened, potentially. So we're going to get straight into it now. ASP 39 Havoc with Kurt Fowler and Pete Liadov. main eventing. So we got ASP 39 Havoc being held in Iowa. This is the 39th ASP show of 2024 with 6 main fights plus 2 preliminary bouts. We get, of course, Kurt Fowler and Peter Liadov. That's our main event. Hayden Bolt versus Senda Aviles. That's our co-main. Renan Barao versus Devontae Smith. Jacqueline Kiss versus Milana Timbowski. Frantisek Fodor versus Zoltan Edis. Verushka Chuikov versus Sachiko Ayabito. And Guoliang Wong versus Tony Laramie. And Faridia Abdueva versus Mudreya Novak. Drops. So yeah, we got a 96. We are at high level international in the commercial rating. Heck yeah. With a 73 in the critical rating and 8,500 people in attendance. For this show. Great stuff. And popularity does increase everywhere. Great stuff. Great start too. And yeah, $4,501,690 in profit. That's huge. And we'll just be heading over to ASP 40. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, we're back, and it's time now for ASP 40 Wipeout. In what should be another good show. Let's see. ASP 40 Wipeout being held in New Zealand. This is the 40th ASP show of 2024. We're due to have 6 main fights with 2 preliminary bouts. Our main event is Kathleen Waterhouse versus Shizu Okino. Our co-main event, Celio Briude versus Rokuro Oshin. And then we've got Danielle Yarborough versus Prince Hogan. Olia Ordina versus Leticia Marmolejo. Sikat Juntasa versus Priscilla Stones. Cesar Ferreira versus Krzysztof Jotko. I remember Jotko defeated Aaron McKenzie in the first fight that Aaron had. I'm not sure why I remember that, but I do. Fabio Charant versus Kyle Bracey. And Bruno Capilloza versus Sincere Shield. Okay. We got to mid-level international. And the commercial rating and a 76 in the critical rating, which is really good. And we got 8,173 people in attendance in New Zealand. Overall, this was a really good show. And we did increase in popularity everywhere by at least 0.6. And that 0.6 increase was in Russia. So, some great stuff going on over there. Yeah. Not really sure what else to say about that. Let's give out the awards. And we got $886,130 in profit. And now we just are going to ASP 41. That's how this is gonna go. Unless I and yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. All Stars Men was aired last night. To start things off, we did do All Stars Men, and we got Adam Livingston as the coach of All Stars Yellow, and Isaac Thompson as the coach of All Stars Blue. And Gunnar Spain was eliminated when Dario Miramontes beat Gunnar Spain by unanimous decision. I also made it so the fights were like, I think it was three rounds and 5 minutes of each of those 3 rounds. I think that's what I made it as. So yeah, let's now get into ASP 41 Raw Power in Midlands. ASP 41 Raw Power in the Midlands, being held in the Midlands. This is the 41st ASP show of 2024, with 6 main fights plus 2 preliminary bouts. Our main event is the finals of the Small But Mighty tournament. The semifinals of the tournament is as our co-main event, Abebi Kuneni versus Rosalina Basmajian. The other semifinal, Malgorzata Voroshilov versus Li Huagong. Flavian Menz versus Montaigu Marois. Nakamoto Shimokawa versus Bruce Hindley. Vladimiro Serrao versus Alex Garcia. Keegan Shoop versus Colton Whitmer. And Livia Renata Souza versus Stella Lowther. I'm not really sure how this is going to go. I don't think the show's going to do so great, but you never know. The commercial rating got a 68%, which put us at just below high level national. I figured it wouldn't do so good. We did do well in the critical rating, though, with a 74. So that's pretty cool. Popularity does decrease pretty much everywhere except for Russia in Africa. There was an increase over in those two countries. Well, regions. Africa is a continent. Yeah, that's wasn't a great show. We got $861,471 though. As we head towards ASP 42 ambush. Alright, now we're getting set for ASP 42 ambush. Let's take a look at here. ASP 42 ambush being held in Massachusetts. This is the 42nd ASP show of 2024. We're due to have 6 main fights plus 2 preliminary fight bouts. We've got our main event, Frankie Frazier versus Sultan Marler. Marler is main eventing for a second time now. And then we've got the finals of the Make Ambush. That's supposed to say Male Ambush. Amber Dunstan versus Charlie Lovely. Daphne Bibbs versus Sheena Van Hoos. This is the semifinal of the Ambush tournament. Anasim Monetz versus Jace Villas. And Nacho Orozco versus Yachi Miyoshi. That's the other semifinal. Claudio Henrique da Silva versus Iyashige Ozawa. Amaranta Donka versus Alta Herrera. And Nacho Orozco fights Jace Villas in the finals of the Ambush tournament. Herb Dean is the referee. Our judges are Matt Hume, Chris Lee, and Charlie Keach. Villas doesn't touch gloves, drawing some heat from the crowd. Both fighters step in a strike. Oh, dang, a big strike already. Some wobbly legs. Two fighters engage. Coming together and strike. Oh, Villas wobbles and falls. Villas is looking to finish him off. Pounds away. And Villas goes limp for a second. And Orozco wins by TKO. Oh, wait, no, sorry, not TKO, of knockout punch of round 1. What a great co-main event. So, now we go to the main event. Frankie Frazier squares off with Sutton Marler. And that is our main event. Herb Dean's a referee. Sal D'Amato, Marcus Rosales, and Matt Hume are the judges. Frazier ignores the offer of a touch of gloves. Marler was rocked by the last shot. It looks like Frazier is hitting some stuff. Marler stumbles and almost goes down. And she's knocked down. Marler has until a 10 count. 4, 5, 6. Marler breaks the count by getting back up. Marler wobbles and falls. 10 count now. 4, 5, 6. Marler regains her footing. Some grappling trying to go on. Marler's on rubbery legs. And now he's a takedown attempt. The takedown is completed. Frazier is being smothered against the ground by Marler. And now you've got a minute left. And that's the end of round one. Some grappling trying to happen here. And Marler is knocked out. My God. Frankie Frazier won by knockout of round two. And our main event was rated as good. And we got to just in between of mid-level international and high-level international, so we're good there. And a 72% in the critical rating. So, great show there. It looks like. And popularity does increase everywhere. Great stuff. And we get $1,868,109 in profit. That is great to see. As we head now into ASP 43. Hopefully we can actually continue on putting on some actual fights. But we still got all the way up until ASP 50. So we got a lot going on in this episode. So yeah, let's get into it now. We're trying to get into ASP 43 Brave New World. I noticed that Lux 42 was taking place as well. So that's interesting. Right after ASP 42 Ambush, we got Lux 42. And some more fighters' contracts are about to expire, the ones that aren't very popular. So that's something I was like, let's just think about this for a second. So what have you guys thought of the series so far? That of the series, this series that's been going on, and what do you think I could do better? If there is anything you think I could do better, let me know. And if there is another series you want me to do of this game or of a different game, just let me know. I've got plenty of games. All you have to do is write in the comments down below, hey, you should do this series, for a series, and or it doesn't even have to be a series. It could just be a video where you want me to do just try something out for a video. I can do that too, potentially. But yeah, I'm not gonna make you wait forever with this loading screen. I shall be back, and let's get into ASP 43 now. Alright, now we're in ASP 43 Brave New World. We're just about halfway into December now, which also means a lot of our shows are taking place. As you can see, 44, 45, 46, all at once. Well, 43 and 44, and then of course 45 and 46 on week 3. And then week 4, we've got a bunch of stuff going on too. Week 4, week 4, week 4, week 4. So, yeah, we still got plenty of shows to do. So, yeah. Let's take a look and see how we do. Our credibility got to 71. No ranked fighters, which, yeah. We've got ASP 43 Brave New World being held in Hawaii. This is the 43rd ASP show of 2024, with 6 main fights and 2 preliminaries. We've got Ariella Ricard versus Lauren Schur as our main event. Oh, it looks like we got a former Octagon heavyweight title holder as well, making his ASP debut. Hatef Moale. Pretty cool stuff. And our co-main event, Faro Capote versus Drago Camarillo. Aileen Bash versus Isabel Holyfield. And Michael Nicosi versus Adolfo Alcaraz. Kayla Christensen versus Lisa Versosa. And here's Hatef Moale, the former Octagon heavyweight holder, versus the former Octagon heavyweight title holder, versus Luis Smolka. And Moale is a favorite. Teresa Landers versus Saline Hefner. And Rodolfo Castrejón versus Anthony Martin. So we got to 80% in the commercial rating. That makes us puts us at mid-level international with a 73% in the critical rating. 7,176 in attendance. And the popularity does increase everywhere. Great stuff. And we did lose a crap ton of money. We lost $1,908,784. So, yeah. We had held a pretty successful show there, and we're looking to continue to hold successful shows as we head to ASP 44. Alrighty, we have made it to ASP 44, the Ultimate Force. And we will be here in New Jersey. The Ultimate Force being held in New Jersey is the 44th ASP show of 2024 with 8 main fights and a single preliminary bout. Whitaker Wheatley for fighting Matthias Stirat. That is our main event. Our co-main event, Aspen Cantor versus Luis Bixby. Lillian Pettis versus Colleen Appleseed. Isabella Mesger versus Paulina Granados. Polly Pack versus Valentine Baptista. Diego Sanchez versus Saul Caraway. Dan Ige versus Ryan Burgos. Jackson Metcalf versus Gerald Bedrosian. And Tiffany Van Soest versus Catherine Poprowski. And if you didn't see already, we will be watching the co-main event and main event of this show. This is our co-main event. Aspen Cantor goes up against Luis Bixby. Herb Dean is our referee. Nelson Hamilton, Marcos Rosales, and Chris Lee are the judges. And we are underway. The fighters do touch gloves. Takedown attempt. The wicked suplex sends Bixby crashing onto the ground with side control. Cantor starting her arm behind the head. Looking for a Von Flue choke. Bixby defends herself well. Bixby tries to sweep. Now here's a Kimura. And Aspen Cantor wins by Kimura of round 1. What a submission victory for Aspen Cantor. And now we go to the main event. Victor Wheatley battles Matthias Sterat. That is our main event with Jason Herzog being the referee. Chris Lee, Charlie Keach, and Sal D'Amato as the judges. And we're underway. Takedown attempt not successful. Takedown is successful. Tries to go for a rear naked choke. And Matthias Sterat wins by technical submission. Of round one, and the main event was rated as good. And we got into high level international, 95% commercial rating and 71% critical rating. So we are doing some good stuff there. Popularity does increase everywhere. And we got $863,349 in profit. So great stuff there. We want to continue making profit, especially since some of the other shows have not been doing so hot in terms of popularity growth. And also, I really don't want to go in debt. That would suck. So, I don't know. We'll get into ASP 44 though next. Alrighty. And now we go to Devastation in the Netherlands. In week 2 of All Stars Men, Leroy Mallet of All Stars Yellow beat Quincy Houlet by submission. We also had an update in the rankings. Credibility keeps going down. That's not great. We're ranked number 2 in the save, though, which is cool to see. We apparently have +5 momentum right now. There's a couple of people that have worked for ASP. He actually fought Quincy, who let, it looks like, ASP breakdown as well. Um, Gunnar Speen, Dario Miramontes. Nice. Devastation in the Netherlands. We are not doing so hot in the credibility side of things. Uh, so yeah, let's get into it. ASP 45 Devastation in the Netherlands. It is the 45th ASP show of 2024 with 8 main fights and 2 preliminaries. Our main event, Chucho Quella versus Gavrilovic Panic. Vaso Barkocevic versus Do Tom is our co-main event. Zalgas Zumagulov versus Vinicius de Oliveira. Marif Piraev versus Lando Venata. Peggy D'Souza versus Jill Hertel. Farah Cass versus Nellie Lair. Cyan Wainwright versus Peiji Chu. Malaya Kolb versus Tanya Poli. Matt Myers versus Xander Root. So, yeah, let's get into the actual show now with Melinda Beeman versus Erica Van Pelt being the last of it. So yeah, let's get into it. Peggy D'Souza taking on Jill Hertzel. Herb Dean is the referee for this fight. Matt Hume, Marcos Rosales, and Sal D'Amato are the judges. And round one begins. Okay. Big Strike and uh Hurdle is badly dazed. Ooh, D'Souza with a fantastic right cross. Hurdle wobbles and falls. Hurdle with a 10 count. 4, 5, 6, 7. Hurdle regains her footing. That ends round one. And Hurdle's knocked down. Again with a 10 count. 4, 5, 6. Hurdle gets up. With a round left. D'Souza goes in for the kill. Hurdle goes down. Hurdle with a third 10 count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hurdle gets up. My God. At the 9 count. That's insane. Hurdle looks unsteady as she tries to cover up. And that's the end of round 2. She, I think, got saved by the bell. Literally. And a jab is home. D'Souza fails to land a 1-2. Halfway into the third round. Takedown attempt doesn't work. And that's the end of round 3. Peggy D'Souza won by unanimous decision. And the fight was rated as decent. And now we go to our main event. Chuncho Quella versus Gavriovic Pinnick. Herb Dean is the referee. Ricardo Almeida, Tony Weeks, and Matt Hume are the judges. Okay. Pinnick deliberately doesn't touch gloves to start off. And Quella's knocked down by a shot. Pinnick throwing away shots. Pinnick fires some lefts. He keeps firing away. And we're done with round 1. Seems Pinnick won that round. There's a buzz building around a crowd as they can smell a potential upset here. Oh, and Quella is down and out. Pinnick won by knockout. My goodness. Chuncho Quella was knocked out. Punch of round 2. The main event was rated as decent. Critical rating wasn't the best, but it was higher than 60%, so I'm not too worried about it. And we just got above high level national and below low level international. So I'm not really sure how we'll do in the... Yeah, I figured so. Popularity decreased everywhere. But yeah, some great stuff going on there. And we did end up losing some money. We lost $704, but that's okay. We're still doing okay, I think, even with the show not doing so great. And we shall go into ASP 46. I will be back. Alrighty, and now we head into the last show of week 3, December 2024. And we've got the rest of the shows, the rest of the 4 shows taking place on week 4. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday. And let's get into it. Battered and bruised in Brazil. Another show that may not do so great, but we'll see. This show is taking place in Brazil. We'll do the main event, but that's all we'll do for this show. Battered and Bruised in Brazil is the 46th ASP show of 2024, with 6 main fights and 2 preliminary bouts. Headlining is Alex Oliveira versus William Macario. Co-main event, Grau Paniagua versus Incencio Triano. Emilia Braz versus Tomo Yasutake. The final of the Phila W. The semifinal of the Phila W. Sofia Chafin versus Amparo Cifuentes. Another semifinal. Annika Shiflett versus Enea Bigler. Joel Forehand versus Mohammed Van Winkle. Cody Kroger versus Chago Galicia. And now we go to Alex Oliveira versus William Macario. In our main event, Dan Miragliotta is our referee. Nelson Hamilton, Marcus Rosales, and Sal D'Amato as the judges. And plenty of vocal support for both fighters, as there's lots of family and friends here, as they're both local, both in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This should be a pretty interesting fight between both these two. Muay Thai and BJJ. Team Voodoo, Team Fight Team. Tata Fight Team, sorry. We move into the second half of the round. Come together and straight. Come together and straight. Some hook, man, and a hook countered with a left cross. And that's the end of round 1, and round 2 begins. Okay. And here's Oliveira going for a takedown. Doesn't work though. Oliveira delivers a vicious foot stomp. Sorry. He's pressed. Tolino is pressed against the ropes. Full minute passes with grappling attempts. Under a minute left. And we're into the third round. Padalino throws a quick punch. Oliveira trying to go for some stuff. Nothing happens within the next minute. Pushed up against the ropes. Boots engage. And Padalino is breathing really hard. Apparently, so he's starting to get tired. As we're into the last minute of the third round. And we're into round 3. Seemingly giving Oliveira the win. Yep. Alex Oliveira wins by unanimous decision. The main event was rated as good. We got to 71% in the commercial rating and 66% in the critical rating. So another not great show. We're going to lose popularity. Yep, popularity did decrease everywhere. As figures, I didn't think this show was going to be anything too crazy. And we lost $329,923. Interesting that the numbers were switched around there. I know that was very random, but we're not only losing popularity, but we're now starting to lose money off of the shows that we do. So maybe it was a bad idea to change the bonuses. Maybe I should change the bonuses back. But sorry, maybe that will change once we start actually putting on better shows too, so you never know. As we head into now the first show of week 4, December, as we're heading towards the end of the year. And we're back into ASP 47, Legends Never Die. We've got the Gold Star Finals. We're going into ASP 47 Legends Never Die, being held in Colorado. This is the 47th ASP show of 2024. We're to have 8 main fights. It's plus a single prelim. The main event is the final of the Gold Star tournament. The co-main event, Dominic Reyes versus Brian Foster. Drake Lorenz versus Love Slate. And Love Slate. This fight here is the quarterfinal. Chance Holmes versus Carson Hummer. Another quarterfinal. Isaiah Howerton versus Corey Stillwell. Another quarterfinal. Jonathan Barnett versus Rafferty O'Neill, another quarterfinal. And then, of course, the preliminary fight, Kazuki Tokudome versus Jesse Murray. And now we're into the main event. Corey Stillwell takes on Love Slate. It is the final of the men's Gold Star tournament. We've got Keith Patterson as the referee. The judges are Matt Hume, Nelson Hamilton, and Anthony Demetrio. They touch gloves. Send the center and start straight. Two fighters engage. Okay. Couple of jabs. The two fighters engage. Left jab lands a right hook. Stillwell lands a left hook. Quick exchange of strikes. Into the final minute of the round. Stillwell misses the jab, but connects a right hand. And we're into the end of the round. Both fighters move in and engage. Slate hits a left cross. Joel with a left cross. Both exchange. And Slate has a cut on the scalp. And a noticeable gash above the eye of Stillwell. Seemingly a pretty bloody fight now. And the cut men are trying to stop the bleeding of both of the fighters. As we now head into the final round. The clock is stopped as the referee checks on the cuts of both of the fighters. The doctor checks them and seems happy that neither presents too much of a problem. Fight will continue. Slate attacks with a left hand. They stand and trade. Under a minute left. And now we're going to see who wins. Love Slate is the winner by unanimous decision. And the fight was rated as good. Slate upset there too. We got into mid-level international in the commercial rating and a 78, I believe, in the critical rating. So we got some great stuff going on there. With popularity increasing in America, it does decrease in most other regions. There was an increase in Canada too. But yeah, who knows? And we lost $3,696,374. It's not looking good. And hopefully, um, we can go back to putting on good shows. That's that's the whole idea, anyway. We're and even though we did increase popularity in America, everywhere else there was the decrease. So I'm wondering if there's something going on with that there. Or is there something else I need to be doing? Is there something else I need to be doing? Um, to bring us over to low level international? They're all good questions. So, yeah, I shall be back for our next show. Okay, and we're back. And, rankings updated. Oh, we'll take a look at the rankings. There you go there. The male and female openweight rankings have been uh, brought up, and now we go to ASP 48 Aftershock in France, and what should be another good show. Uh, we're almost at low level international. Hopefully, we can keep that going. Uh, as of right now, we are at high level national everywhere, which is good to see. Some places though we're just barely at high level national. We need to gain 10 more popularity points just about in America to reach low level international. This show is taking place in France. Aaron McKenzie and Carlos Diego Ferreira. Also, Brian Foster from his fight with Dominic Reyes. Brian Foster announced he was retiring. We're going to be taking a look at everything going on here. ASP 48 Aftershock in France. This is the 48th ASP show of 2024 with 6 main fights and 2 preliminary bouts. Our main event is Aaron McKenzie versus Carlos Diego Ferreira. This is McKenzie's third time main eventing a show. Both of these two have had quite some beef with each other. So this should be a big time fight. And our co-main, Salinas Guerrera versus Lorena Myrtle, sorry. Glyco Franca versus Hector Cedeno. Hannah Gaia versus Moana Huma Zaba. Kenichi Hoshino versus Lucas Barbosa. Mizuki Inoue versus Io Dimka. Sam Alvey versus Anthony Rocco Martin. Joanne Wood versus Aliza Achibe. As we simulate now towards the main event, Aaron McKenzie battles Carlos Diego Ferreira. Kim Winslow will be the referee. Marcos Rosales, Ricardo Almeida, and Glenn Trowbridge are the judges. And they touch gloves. Okay. Ferreira comes forward. Click for punches. Quick takedown attempt from McKenzie. He gets the takedown. Ferreira pulls guard. Time slips away as McKenzie successfully keeps Ferreira stuck against the ground. McKenzie lies on top of him. Some short elbows. He's basically smothering him. And now that's the end of round 1, into round 2. A quick takedown attempt from McKenzie is successful once again. He hits a knee just above the hip. Blocks an attempt to pull guard. And now McKenzie attempts an armbar. And Ferreira fights it off. And that's the end of round 2. Aaron McKenzie won by unanimous decision. And the fight was rated as good. So, McKenzie is now 13-3-1. And he looks like Aaron McKenzie wants to fight Markin Held. The critical rating got a 71. The commercial rating got a 91. So we just made it to high level international as figures. We got some great stuff going on. So popularity does increase everywhere. Great to see. We should be good, considering that there weren't any tournaments going on. And we did lose $657,943. Maybe this wasn't the way to go. Maybe I should go back to the previous bonuses that I had. Maybe we're just not making enough money yet for me to be doing that kind of bonus. But I will definitely be changing that. So that way we're not hopefully losing money. I don't want to be losing money. And I keep losing money, which is frustrating. So yeah, I think for these next 2 shows, I'm gonna bring the awards back to the way it was. Where I think it was 1 million instead of all the 9s. So yeah, definitely something to think about as we head into our last two shows of this episode and of the year in the series. So, yeah. Forgot to mention All Stars Men took place as well. I don't remember what happened, but we can look at that later on too. So I'll be back and I'll catch you up on what happened with All Stars Men. Okie dokie, and we're back. And the reality TV. It was week 3. Bartolome Calderon of All Stars Yellow beat Vladimir Josart of All Stars Blue by submission. So far, All Stars Yellow has been doing a great job there. It's not looking good for All Stars Blue. It's not looking good. We're heading into Pirates of the Caribbean. Vinicius Valdez versus Matus Tenorio. Matchmaking. Okie dokie. Credibility's at 57% now. Oh god. That's awful. Going into the finance. Bonuses. $999,999. Let's go back to 100,000. There. And I shall be back for Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. Now we're getting set for Pirates of the Caribbean. We've got ASP 49 Pirates of the Caribbean being held in the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you want to say it. This is the 49th ASP show of 2024, with 6 main fights and 2 preliminary bouts. As we know, Tenorio and Valdez are main eventing. Both of these two undefeated. Valdez could end up retiring here tonight. We'll see. Lee Huasha versus Namiko Matsushima is our co-main. Emily Fraley versus Mariam Burlingame. Harley Goulding versus Frankie Kessler. Jared Gordon versus Abdisalam Kubanichiev. Rafael Alves versus Takito Carmona. And Bisingor Chamsudinov versus Mark Kinheld. Abdul Azim Badakshi versus Steve Carl. Mark and Held was called out by Aaron McKenzie. So I'm not sure if Mark and Held's gonna accept the challenge, but it'll be interesting for sure. We go into the commercial rating and we do make low level international. We're just below mid level international actually, with a 72 critical rating. Good stuff there. And let's see. Popularity decreased in the United States, increased in Japan, it increased in Asia, it increased in Central America by a huge margin. So could have been worse. Could have been worse. But I'm not worried about it. I'm not gonna give out awards just because I'm nervous. We do gain money. We gain $1,331,010 in profit. KSW has got a show going on too, it looks like. Once we just simulate for that. And then we go into the final show of the episode and of the in-game year. So lots of things at stake here. Lots of things at stake. And that being Havoc on the holidays. And then we go into New Year, New Me at the beginning of the episode. But yeah, I shall be back. And we're back. And we just keep losing credibility. We just keep on losing credibility. And we're getting set to go into Havoc on the holidays. And once again, we're probably going to lose credibility. But we're doing well on stability. So there is that at least. Also, we're still making money somehow. Which, that's also nice. We've been losing a lot of money from the shows that we've been doing. But we've also been gaining a bunch of money from the shows that we've been doing. Which is cool to see. At the same time. This is, depending on how we do, this may be, let's see, so we started off losing some money, gain some money, gain some money, lose some money, gain some money, gain some money, lose some money, gain 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 some money. You get my point. And also, yes, I was doing that on purpose. But it keeps on getting higher and higher as time passes by for the most part. And depending on how we do in this show, we may end up making the most money that we've done so far, which is pretty cool to see. And yeah, let's get straight into the next show, shall we? Alrighty, and we're getting set for now our last show, Havoc on the Holidays. This show is to be taking place back here in Iowa, good old Iowa. And we will be doing every single fight, no skipping whatsoever. This is ASP 50 Havoc on the Holidays being held in Iowa. This is the 50th and final All-Star Pro show. We're due to have 6 main fights and 2 preliminaries. Headlining the show is America Eskridge versus Kira Maiden. And this is the both fighters' first time headlining a big show. This is the first time they have fought. Eskridge is the favorite. Donovan Lash and Clay Guida. This is the co-main event. First time fighting. And Guida is making his ASP debut. 6 picks for Lash, 1 pick for Guida. Dunya Sosna versus Marion Sikora. First time fighting. Sosna makes her ASP debut. And Sikora is making her pro debut. It's tied up. 3 picks for Sosna, 4 picks for Sikora. Benito Lopez versus Charlie Deca. Lopez hasn't won since July 2019. First time fighting. 1 pick for Lopez, 6 picks for Deca. Yincarnacion Malave versus Scarlett Butterworth. First time fighting. And the betting lines have Butterworth as a big favorite. Lonnie Lovejoy versus Corbin Parmenter. This is the first time they have fought. 2 picks for Lovejoy, 5 picks for Parmenter. Arsenio Ledesma versus Albino Callezo. First time fighting. And Callezo will be leaving ASP after this fight. 1 pick for Ledesma and 6 picks for Callezo. And Dimakuha Sari Sopa versus Annette Nichols. First time fighting. Both of these 2 fighters will be leaving ASP after this fight. And Nichols is the favorite. And we start off with the first of the preliminaries. Dimakuha Sarisopa going head to head with Annette Nichols. Jason Herzog is our referee. Matt Hume, Marcos Rosales, and Sal D'Amato are the judges. As we get ready to ring the bell. Sarisopa attacks with strikes. Notice how there's nothing to do with the gloves. Sarisopa is pinned to the ropes. Takedown attempt is successful. Nichols tries to get her into a Kimura. Sarisopa takes a hard knee to the ribs. And here's an arm triangle attempt. Does not work. The sweep is good. Nichols tries to move Sarisopa. Sarisopa steps away. And round 1 is brought to an end as time runs out. Looks like Nicole's won that round. Sorry Sopa connects with a nice jab. 3 quick punches. Sorry Sopa lands a jab and then a right cross. Nothing significant landing. Toe to toe it strikes, but neither initiate. Sorry Sopa's starting to get a little tired. As we head into the end of round 2. Sorry Sopa won that round. And it looks like whoever can win this final round should also win the fight. Nicole's goes in for a takedown. Doesn't work. And we're past the halfway point. Nicole's comes in looking for a takedown. Doesn't work. Alrighty. Looks like Nicole has a large gash above her eye. And Sorry Sopa is breathing hard. Nicole's chooses to shoot in on Sorry Sopa. Doesn't work. Here's another takedown attempt. Sorry Sopa refuses. And that's the end of the fight. It looks like the judges have given their scores. So the winner by unanimous decision is Sorry Sopa. The fight was rated as good. Another person wants Valentina Shevchenko. In the last of the preliminary fights, Arsenio Ledesma goes head-to-head with Albano Callezo. Keith Peterson is our referee. Matt Hume, Marcos Rosales, and Sal D'Amato are the judges. And setting up excellent timing, Callezo comes forward and shoots for the takedown. Ledesma cannot stop the takedown and only catches Callezo in half guard. And Callezo hits a fast elbow strike to the head. And Ledesma looks to have been cut under his eye. Pass half guard. It's not looking good. Passes guard. Takedown attempt is successful. Callezo gets the takedown with ease. Ledesma goes into a side guard. And that's the end of round 1. Looks like Callezo won that round. They're trying to work on the closing the cut on Ledesma in between the rounds. Round 2 begins, and Ledesma follows now, with Callezo being dazed. And he somehow dodges a vicious overhand right. And Callezo tries to go for a takedown. He gets a single leg takedown, and Ledesma pulls guard off it. Prepping for a submission attempt, potentially. And it doesn't work. Callezo seemingly won that round. Again, good luck to Ledesma, because he'll need to get the finish if he wants to win. Got a minute left of the final round. And looks like we have the winners. Callezo by unanimous decision. The fight was decent. Okay, now we're going into the main show. The first of the main fights is Lonnie Lovejoy going up against Corbin Parmenter. Keith Patterson is the referee. Matt Hume, Marcos Rosales, and Sal D'Amato are the judges. They touch gloves. Okay. Takedown attempt is successful. Lovejoy has to pull guard. And now Lovejoy grabs the guillotine off the takedown. He gets free. Parmenter is trying to submit. Lovejoy keeps his guard tight. Getting kind of crazy here with some submission attempts. Good defense, though, of the submission attempts. Continuing the knee bar attempts. Not a lot happened in that round, though, it seems, because of those submission attempts. Parmenter seemingly won that round. Exchange of strikes doesn't go anywhere. Parmenter gets the takedown. Lonnie Lovejoy has to pull guard. And Lovejoy's attempt didn't work. Parmenter tries to get the knee bar. And that's the end of the second round. And Lovejoy realistically needs to stop Parmenter. Apparently, with Parmenter winning the second round, allegedly. Okay. Lovejoy has a judo, and Corbin Parmenter is MMA, mixed martial arts. And Parmenter has the takedown. We're into the final minute of the round. And the submission attempt doesn't work. And it looks as if Lovejoy did take the round, but that doesn't matter as Parmenter won by unanimous decision. The fight was rated as good. Moving on, Malave against Scarlett Butterworth. Jason Herzog will be the referee. Marcos Rosales, Sal D'Amato, and Nelson Hamilton are the judges. Okay. We've got Jiu-Jitsu for Malave and Mixed Martial Arts for Scarlett Butterworth. And that's the end of round one. Nothing really crazy happening. From the looks of it. Oh, we got a couple of big strikes. 3 big strikes. And the commentators are saying that Jason Herzog should have stopped the bout faster. Scarlett Butterworth gets the win by TKO strikes, and the fight was rated as decent. First, well, that was interesting. Benito Lopez goes up against Charlie Decca, and Keith Patterson is our referee. Oh, dang, we're getting a knockout already? Charlie Decca knocked out Benito Lopez in the first round in 37 seconds. My God. The fight was rated as good. And it looks like he'd want to fight Ahmed Aliyev. Okay. Dunya Sosna goes up against Marion Sakura. Keith Patterson is our referee. Nelson Hamilton, Charlie Keach, and Matt Hume are the judges. Sakura already going in for a takedown. Nothing said about the gloves. The takedown does not work. Sakura tries to cover up. She looks rocked. Sakura, slipping away, has regained her composure. And Sakura looks to be in trouble again. She's recovering but is vulnerable. And Sakura with a takedown attempt doesn't work. She's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And Dunya Sosna is mixed martial arts and boxing. And Sakura is backing off and trying to cover up. And she's dropped by a big left hook. And Sosna fires away with punches, trying to pound down on her, but it doesn't work the way she wants it to. And it looks like Sosna took that round. And Sakura staggers back and covers up. Sosna knocks her down. And she's keeping a lot of things going. Yes? Can't skip. I have a test. Sakura attempts to grab an arm off of Sosna, it looks like. And the arm bar was successful. And Sakura wins by submission. Great stuff there. So yeah, let's get in. That was pretty crazy. Okay. Now we go into our co-main event. Donovan Lash battles Clay Guida. And Jason Herzog is the referee. Okay. Marcos Rosales, Sal D'Amato, and Nelson Hamilton are the judges. Clay Guida may end up retiring. Guida comes forward with the two fighters exchanging strikes. They engage in the center. They come together and strike. Okie dokie. They come together and strike. Slips past the left hook. And the time runs out on round one. Looks like Lash won that. They engage in the center. Guida stalks forward. Lash hits a pair of jabs. The fighters engage. Quick exchange of strikes. They move in and engage. And a strike appears to open a small gash underneath Lash's eye. And Guida is starting to breathe a little heavier. Lash takes down complete. And round two expires. And Lash seemingly has taken that round. And Guida is going to potentially need to get a finish. And Guida is knocked out. And the fight was rated as great. And that was our co-main event. There was nothing said about a retirement, which is interesting. But now we go into our main event. America Eskridge fights Kira Maiden. And we've got Herb Dean as the referee. Matt Hume, Marcos Rosales, and Sal D'Amato are the judges. And the fight begins. Maiden deliberately doesn't touch gloves. Eskridge lands a jab. She looks confident, landing some jabs, and Maiden clinches. Maiden trying to go for a takedown doesn't work. Eskridge is mixed martial arts and Greco-Roman wrestling, and Kira Maiden is Jiu-Jitsu. Eskridge looking for a takedown, doesn't work. Trying to muscle her over to the ropes and keeping her pressed against the ropes. Eskridge potentially won that round. Eskridge connects with a nice jab. She's starting to slow a little bit. Maiden hits 2 jabs. Maiden moves in and out of range. We're getting some grappling going. Eskridge seemingly won that round. Good luck to Kira Maiden. Hits Maiden with a left. Straight right, sorry. Eskridge. A 1-2 from Eskridge fails. Eskridge is breathing really hard, it looks like. Maiden couldn't take the initiative. And that's the end of round 3. Here we go to round 4. This is getting intense. The grappling comes forward. And Maiden has a cut under her eye. As we're into the final minute of the round. And we're about to hit the final round. The cut man tries to stop the bleeding between rounds. And Maiden has started bleeding once again under her eye. Without taking too much damage. There's a takedown attempt. Eskridge blocks the attempt by keeping a solid base. Eskridge grabs the ropes to stop the takedown. But the referee spots that bit of cheating and gives a clear clear vocal warning. And Herb Dean has the fight continue. And that's the end of the fight. And it looks like our winner for this fight is America Eskridge by unanimous decision. Our main event was rated average. We did get a 96 though, which puts us at high level international. And we got a 71 critical rating. So we should gain popularity. Hopefully. Let's take a look at that. Popularity does increase everywhere. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. Yeah, I'll give out the awards. And we gain $6,243,231. So yeah, I think we're right on track to potentially bringing in some very what am I trying to say? I think we have the potential to I think we very much have made the most money so far in a single month. And it'll be interesting to see if we hit low-level international. I'm just waiting for that. At the moment. And we can take a look at the end of the year awards too. We can go ahead and do that. So, yeah. Just now waiting, and while I'm waiting, I'm going to talk about what you guys have thought so far. And do you guys think I'll be hitting low-level international? It is a possibility. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's see. We have done it. We have made it to low-level international. That is huge. More people are calling out Valentina Shevchenko. But this is huge. We have now made it to low-level international. Let's take a look at it here. We're at 5% at low-level international. My goodness. Let's take a look now at Fighter of the Year. Looks like Love Slate was Fighter of the Year. And this is the first time he's gained this honor. That's kind of crazy that Love Slate was the one who got who got it. Of course, UFC was the Company of the Year. That's not surprising at all. Mirin Palmer was Female Fighter of the Year. Another person signed to All-Star Pro with 4 wins in ASP. And the fight of the year was Bobby Green beating Michael Johnson by TKO. And the knockout of the year was when Dan Hooker knocked out Justin at UFC Fight Night. And the show of the year was Deep 117, with the highlight being Sumimura scoring a victory over Suzuki by submission. And the submission of the year was Sumimura with the rear naked choke over Suzuki. The main event of the year was Suzuki and Sumimura. And the rookie of the year was Alison Hollenbeck. And she is also signed to ASP. The team of the year is American Top Team. Not surprising. Upset of the year was when Shoko Sato scored a shock win over Jai Hon Moon by TKO. This happened in January at Ryzen 45. And the worst fight of the year goes to Darian Caldwell versus Magomedov by split decision. It happened in April at Bellator 303. Hey, At least we didn't get worst fight of the year. Um, but yeah, that was the end of the year awards. And where is UFC right now? Let's take a look at the companies. UFC. Oh, they fell down to mid-level international. That's that's quite unfortunate for them. We are the second best promotion though. We are now at low-level international. Their stability isn't great either after falling to mid-level international. Alex Pereira. Ryzen, RCC, PFL, 1, Octagon, OFC, Lux, KSW, Fen, Deep, Bellator. So who's ranked at number 3? 1 at mid-level national. Number 4 is Bellator. They're at mid-level national. What's that? Who's at number 5? PFL at low-level national. Isn't Bellator owned by PFL? And yet they're they're more popular. That's funny. That's very funny. But yeah, that was our show. That was the episode, and I'll see you next time, and catch you on the flip side.